Hey guys, it's NeverSink, and today I want to talk a little bit about the FilterBlade update we released a few days ago. Now, it's one of the largest updates to FilterBlade we've ever released. We've been working on that since, I think, 6 months in total. Now, of course, on and off, but it's been a long time in development. So on the left side, you see the new version. On the right side, you see the old version. And I think if you take a look at the loot simulator, you should just instantly see the difference. There's a lot less buttons. Now, it's really important to note nothing is lost in terms of functionality. We've been working hard to actually add functionality, not remove it, and give users more power while making the whole interface cleaner and more streamlined. The new interface, for instance, it pretty much does the same. You actually have more buttons there, you have more options like traps and so forth to force onto the drops. Like this will cause any item that can be unique to be unique. And these things were not possible before. So you have all of these options, but it's just much easier to use the website if you never were here before. Of course, this affects every other screen, so it's going to be a little bit chaotic. I don't really have a specific script for this video. But yeah, let me just show you around, show you what we've improved. And I'm going to just start with the biggest change to the website, the customize screen. So we've been analyzing how people are using the website, and we've been putting a lot of effort to improve it. Now, on the first glance, you don't see much new here, right? It's very similar. Some things got changed and renamed, but let me just jump into currency. And let me show you, for instance, let's say I want to hide this section that shows alchemy orbs, right? Now, I'm not going to go through the search section, even if it's excellent. We're gonna just open general currency, and then I scroll. Okay, is this here? Yeah, it's here, right? And then I can click hide. Oh, yeah. You know what? For many of you, this feels like very familiar and normal, but honestly, I can't believe I've been making you guys do that for so many years. Now thinking back about it, we could have done it so much better. Let me show you how. Currency, alchemy, it's here, this one, right? Click. Disable. You don't need to. It's so much easier. You have such better overview by adding this minified view overall. So with these buttons now on the left side, you can one-click activate, deactivate rules. We intentionally don't show you information like if the rule is disabled or hidden, just get disable, hide with one button. And if you need any additional information, you just open it and you still have all of your previous options. You can, of course, just show everything at the same time and do the good old scrolling approach. But why is this so useful? Because in like 70% of all cases, you probably are not editing like advanced things. You're not changing properties. You're not adding like attributes. You're just enabling, disabling. Let's say you want to go to the veiled items. You want to adjust the veiled item highlight, right? You can search them here, of course, find them there, and then here are your veiled items. And now, well, maybe you only want to see the top tier ones, maybe the 2 modded ones. You're done. This is so much easier and better than going here, scrolling down, and then looking into all of the options and finding out that there's more sections. Why there are more sections? Because like putting 5 rules into one section, so you have to scroll a lot, is just hyper annoying. So we've been putting a lot of effort to make this much more comfortable. And once we've done this, so initially I actually thought this would be a good way to make FilterBlade nicer for new users. So this was my initial plan, make a new user mode for FilterBlade where you just enable, disable rules. But once I saw this and once I played around this and noticed how easy it is to find things and how much easier it is to navigate here, it just kind of clicked for me, and we started reworking the whole website around that. So nothing is lost, but just the whole structure of the site is very much different. So for instance, if you go into something like Flask, where everything has been reworked and everything has been renamed, all the namings have been adjusted to make it very easy to find what you need. This also means we actually needed to make the names much more short and precise because we don't have quite as much space as on the right side, but this turned out to be a big advantage as well. For instance, if you go to rare items and campaign, rare items, and then the weapon highlight. I feel like it's very easy to understand what this does. And then you can now just keep the ones enabled that you care about. You're playing as an archer, disable, 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 you're done. And now if you go to simulate, set something like level 35, generate some loot, and you can configure everything to be rare. Voila, you only see these highlights for the archers, right? Now, of course, you can do all of the other adjustments, like you can hide other rares, for instance, that you don't care about. So this will show way less rares now and all of the other things. So I'm not actually focusing on that right now, but in general, after playing around with that, it's been a huge improvement. So that's been the improvement number one. We've basically reworked the customizer flow and made it so much more comfortable to use. The league season is up soon. I suppose like by the end of the month we'll be playing a new league. I hope you enjoy editing FilterBlade this way much more. But we have more to offer. Overview. Overview has been made much cleaner as well. Take a look at this overview screen. It's just much smaller. You can actually see that there's an overview part in the bottom. Many people didn't know that because, well, you don't see it. And now it's just so much more comfortable. A lot of the descriptions are gone. Presets are renamed into modules. Styles are in this button there. They will be less found this way, but they're not exactly critical. And then there's this feature. So we reworked the whole flow in terms of saves. So now when you go to FilterBlade, your My Filter screen has been reworked. It looks entirely different. No, I'm not logged in here because I'm running this version locally. This is the past version, but it looked more or less like that, right? So this is the new version. It's just also much more streamlined. You only have one button here, and this is load. So if you want to load your filter, you click there, and it's going to be loaded any second now. Thank you, backend. Right. So, and if you want to have any sort of advanced features there, you can click on the buttons there, and they only show up once you have over the saves. Why is this such a big improvement? Well, it just removes a lot of visuals and buttons and things you could do wrong. So right now in the current version, you can do changes and go back to my filters and try to save here or save as new filter and lose all of your content. So now when you load a filter, it kind of becomes project scoped, right? You see it there at the top. It works a little bit like opening a POB save or a save game in the game. You're kind of scoped on that. Then you could do all of the changes and you export to POE. And if you want to go back to my filters, you do this here and you're back to this overview. This does slow down the workflow for like one or two niche edge cases, but in the majority of cases, it will be just much, much better. On top of that, on top of the visual rework, we've also added these little icons. You can select one of these here. We're going to be adding some more soon. They don't actually do anything, but it's really nice because you can keep these icons around and they help you with like finding out what exactly the filter is based for. It just adds a little bit of flair. You can also use them for presets. So this is nice. And those are actually the majority of the changes. Of course, this also comes with like a million other small updates, changes, improvements, rename things. I think we had in total 135 different tasks that needed to be completed in order for this update to launch. So there's been like a ton of niche case scenarios that need to be addressed. We are still improving some things. For instance, the whole preset module thing, workflow is now not very comfortable. We need to improve that. We have temporarily moved modules to advanced. So if you save a module, you need to go there. It's terrible. We're going to be improving that, but it's not the primary workflow, so that's okay. But yeah, tell me what you think, guys. This is just random devlog, no music, nothing. Also, at the same time, I've been working on my own little indie game. I might be starting to talk about that in the coming months, maybe during the next league downtime, we'll see. For now, I hope you'll be enjoying the upcoming update. oh, not upcoming update, it's live. You can go to FilterBlade right now and use the update. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any feedback, if you would like to see something specific, please tell me. Check out the Discord if you want to have a longer discussion. Yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.